Hello, all. Just let me know if I am audible.
Hey, hi, good
Yeah,
morning. Yes,
yeah. Morning. You're
Yeah,
audible.
good morning. Okay, I'll just quickly start the session. So sorry for the delay. Share the screen. Let me know if the screen is visible to you. Okay.
Yeah, Prashant. It's cool.
Okay. So yeah. So welcome everyone to this Mastering Wireshark for Network Traffic Analysis training. So this will be a 2-hour training, and in this we are going to cover the Wireshark topic. So anyone is aware about Wireshark, or like if anyone is using, I just want to check like if our audience is familiar with this tool or not. So anyone?
Yes, sir. It's
yes,
network
sir.
analyst.
Yeah, great. So we will deep dive into that. So before deep diving, we will just check like what will be the agenda and what are the things that we are going to cover today. Okay. So let's move to the agenda. So we'll start with something called Wireshark basics. Like we will understand like what exactly the Wireshark is. So we will firstly start with a little bit of history of the Wireshark and where is the Wireshark hosted and like how you can basically check it. Okay. And after that, we will also see like what is the prerequisite for this training because it's a tool based training. Okay. If you have a little bit understanding about networking or cybersecurity, then it will be very easy. So we will see like what kind of prerequisite you should have. Apart from that, we will also see the installation, like how you can install the Wireshark in your Windows or Linux or Mac operating system. Okay, I'll also provide the notes as well so that you can check. After that, we will see like how we can get comfortable with the Wireshark. Okay, so like how we can use it, what is the UI, okay, and any other alternative is available. So we will check that as well. Okay, after that, we will see like how Wireshark actually captures the packet. Okay, because there are some buttons like it is using that for capturing the packet, but in the background, what exactly it is happening. So that we are also going to learn. After that, we are going to learn the filters because there are multiple filters that we can use for organizing the network. So that we will also see. And in the last, we will conclude our overall session with the advanced usage and some of the best practices and some practical tips that you should consider while doing any sort of project or just analyzing the traffic. Okay, so this will be our agenda for today's class. Okay. And before about today's agenda, sorry, before moving to the next topic, like what is Wireshark, I'll just give you a quick introduction about me so you will get familiar with me. Also, I know that most of you already know me. Okay, so I'll just give you a quick 5 minutes of introduction to me so you will just get to know about me. So this is me, Prashant Sharma. That's a cybersecurity instructor, and here you can see that like I have few of the globally recognized certifications as well, like CEH, CRTP, OSCP, CREST CPS, and CREST CRT. And you guys basically can connect with me over the LinkedIn. You can check my LinkedIn profile as well. You can just simply scan these QR codes to connect with me over the social media platforms. And here is my quick mobile number as well. And if you want to see the LinkedIn, I'll just quickly show you. Uh, I think this is on it. Yeah. So here you guys can simply just connect with me if you are completely new to this session. Okay. As most of you are already aware about me, like who am I? Maybe most of you have already taken some trainings from me. Okay. So just connect with me. Okay. If you would like to. So this is just a quick intro about me. Now I'll just give you a few more details about me. So you will be more familiar about the trainer itself. So I'll just, okay. So now let's talk about the experience that I particularly have hold. Okay, so I basically started my cybersecurity career in May 2018, and overall, basically, I'm holding around 7+ years of experience in offensive security mainly. Okay, so from start only, like I'm working in offensive security only in the cybersecurity field, and majorly I am specialized in performing the VAPT, that is a vulnerability assessment and penetration testing of the different domains like we have web applications, mobile applications, API, networking, and thick client applications as well. Okay. And certifications are already I mentioned that I have CEH, OSCP, CREST, CPS, NCRT, and CRTP. And if we talk about some of the security domain achievements, so I am currently under top 800 hackers in Bugcrowd platform. So that is basically a crowdsourced platform that we usually use for reporting the bugs. So that's my current rank. And I have also recognized by multiple MNCs like Google, Mastercard, Unilever, uh, or that Netflix, and many more. Okay, there are many companies that have reported a lot of bugs, and they've rewarded me with swags, bounties, and Hall of Fames. Okay, apart from that, I've also published few of my Google Docs as well over the Google Hacking Database as a security researcher, and I have also published few of my InfoSec blogs over the platforms like Cyberity and Medium, so that you can also check out like if you are preparing for any certification, or if you are preparing for cybersecurity, so that is going to help you, so that you can basically check. Apart from that, I've also reported multiple bugs to government of India as well, and they have basically acknowledged my all the bugs. Apart from that, I've also delivered multiple sessions on few of the organizations. So one of them is OVAS Bhubaneswar. I've delivered in 2023, and currently I'm in volunteer in one of the Bangalore conference, that is VolCon. Okay, and so there's just a quick introduction about me. So now let's move to the main topic that we are came to for this. So that's a Wireshark. So let's start with the Wireshark first. So what exactly the Wireshark is? So I'll firstly give you the background concept of it, like what exactly the Wireshark is, and a little bit of history as well. So we'll start with Wireshark, and then we will move to the practical, like how we can use it and the installation and some other stuff. Okay. So Wireshark. So Wireshark is basically a network traffic analyzer, or we can say kind of a sniffer. Is a basically a tool that we use for analyzing the network traffic. Suppose there are two devices are available. So I'll give you one example here. Like we have this device. Okay. After that, we have one application. Okay. In this, suppose the communication is happening like a device is sending some request and application is basically sending some response. Okay, that's a normal way that these application or this device is communicating. Now, as a security researcher or as a network security analyst, how you are going to analyze like what exactly the communication is happening, or whether that communication itself is secured or not. Okay, or any sort of communication that is happening inside your organization as well. Like how can you analyze that, like whether it is secured or any sort of hacker is not there. Okay, so how you can do that? So for that, you need to perform the network analysis. Okay, or you can say basically you have to inspect all the network packets. So how you can do that? So there are multiple tools that are available in the market, and Wireshark is just one of them. Okay, so Wireshark is a completely a free and open source tool that is available for inspecting all the network packets. Okay, so if you have to see like where Wireshark is hosted open sourcely, so you can basically check GitLab Wireshark and just go to this repository. And here you can see the entire code base of that. Okay, so there are multiple researchers are there, so they are basically contributing continuously on this particular project. Okay, so it is completely free to use and you can use that. Okay, and it is a GUI friendly. Okay, so it is very easy to use as well. Okay, so you can just check out this, and if you want to download the code base, or if you want to contribute to this particular code as well, you can do that. Okay, download link is a little bit different, so I'll show you the download as well in just next few minutes. Okay, so Wireshark simply means is a network traffic analyzer, or it's kind of a sniffer that we use to sniff network packets. Okay, we can also use this to examine the network packets on a very deep level. So what it can do, it can basically perform the deep inspection of uh, network traffic. So that's the main part of it. Okay, and you will be able to perform the traffic analysis on a very granular level. Okay, and it supports a lot of wide variety of protocols. So like protocols like it supports HTTP, we have FTP, we have SMTP, DNS, and DSCP, and many more. Like the list goes on. Okay, so there are many protocols it supports. So there's a wide range of protocol that is being supported by Wireshark. So that's why like it is very handy tool. Like most of the security researchers or admin usually uses these kind of tools. Okay, for analyzing the traffic. And primarily we use Wireshark for three main things. Okay, so if I'll basically talk about some of the primary use cases. So primarily I'll start with firstly the main one, that's the network troubleshooting. We will also come to the security point of view as well. So network troubleshooting. Troubleshooting basically simply means like we can identify or resolve any sort of network issues by just simply analyzing the traffic patterns or any sort of abnormalities happening inside the network, so that we can do. Okay. Secondly, security analysis. So that's the main part of us. So as a security analyst or as part of our job, what we can do, we can simply analyze the malicious activity inside our network. So like any sort of malware communication that is happening, or any sort of unauthorized data is getting exfiltrated, or basically any attacker is extracting some data. So that kind of is a use case that we can check, like whether any abnormality is happening inside our network or any unusual activity is happening inside the network. How we can do that? So by just using this particular tool. Okay. And one more thing, this is not the only tool. There are many tools that are available for that. This is just one of the greatest tool that is available. So most of the persons uses this just because of its GUI feature. That's a graphical user interface. Okay. And the third use case that we have, that's a network development as well. Okay. So like even if you have to do some sort of troubleshooting or any sort of debugging at the time of development of network applications, so you can basically do that as well by using just the Wireshark. Okay. And it supports basically a lot of things. Okay. So there are some key features that I just want to mention you. Okay. Also, one more thing before just moving to the main core part of the Wireshark. If anyone have any questions in middle of the class, okay, just simply raise your hand. Okay. I would suggest like don't hesitate to ask the question in middle. Okay. So don't wait like if I'm going to stop, then you can ask. So just feel free to ask anything in the throughout the call. Just simply raise your hand. I'll stop the particular line, and after that we can just simply discuss. Okay. So in that way, basically it will be a very interactive session. Okay. Because this session is just for you guys. Okay. So I just recommend if everyone can interact a bit more, so we can basically continue. Okay. So don't hesitate to ask anything. So just ask the relevant questions so we can just understand like whether you are able to grasp the concept or not completely. Okay. So that's just a quick one note that I want to just share. So let's move to the quick key feature, like what is the key feature of this Wireshark? And in middle, if you have any doubts, just ping me or just let me know or raise a hand. Anything is fine. So key feature would be packet capture. That's the key feature of this tool. So by using this, you can capture the live packets. So like whatever the communication that is happening, like between the device or the application or inside your organization as well, you can simply capture the packets. Okay. And apart from capturing the traffic, you can also save the traffic into a file. So further analysis, like suppose if you have to do the further analysis or like for investigation, you have to basically transfer the traffic file to someone else, then you can do that as well. So you need to basically save that particular traffic into a one pcap file, that's a packet capture file, and you can basically share it with someone else as well. Okay. After that, one more key feature would be detailed analysis. Detailed analysis simply means like we can do the deep inspection of all the protocols and the packets in the real time. Okay. We can import some other pk files. We can capture the live packets as well. Okay. So that I'll demonstrate you in next 10 to 15 minutes, like how we can do that. Apart from that, we can also do the filtering. Filtering simply means like suppose we are capturing a normal data, like we have got a lot of data from one source to another destination. Now we need to filter out, like suppose we are only looking for specific protocols in the communication, or like we are specifically looking for a specific port number or any specific technology we are looking, or any specific ip we are looking, so that we can filter out very easily. So it will help us to organize the data very clearly. So that's a filtering option that we can do. Okay. Apart from that, integration is one more key feature of this. So you can basically integrate with other network tools as well if you want, like nmap is just one of the examples. So we can integrate the Wireshark with nmap as well. Okay. Apart from that, graphical representation, graphical or basically stats we can see. So we can basically see or we can create the graphs as well to basically represent all the network traffic. So basically we will be able to get the complete idea of the overall network using this. Okay. So this we can do. So these are just key features. Okay. Now let's quickly go through just quick history of it. I know that history is a little bit boring, but we should know like how exactly this tool was created, when was created, and who is the main person that have worked on it. Okay. So just 5 minutes of history or just 2 minutes. I'll just finish it very quickly because I don't also like the history. So let's start with history. So this is the person called Gerald Combs. Okay. So this person basically needs a one tool for troubleshooting the network problems. Okay. So for that, this particular person have created a one project called Ithral. Okay. In 1997. Okay. And the first version was released in the 1998. Okay. For this particular project. But due to some trademark issues, this project was renamed to Wireshark. Okay, so originally was not a Wireshark, it was something else. Okay, but just because of the trademark issues, like it is renamed to Wireshark. And further, like it is a open source from start only. So like a lot of security researchers have contributed to this particular project, and they have basically added a lot of features. They have made a lot of improvements. Okay, so like voice over IP analysis, IP version 6 analysis, all the protocol analysis. So these kind of things are supported as of now. Okay, previously it is just a normal network troubleshooting tool, but as of now, like people from different domains are using the single tool. Okay, so that's the one thing. Now let's talk about one more uh, alternative tool called TCP dump. Maybe you have heard about this. So it is kind of an alternative of Wireshark that exists over the internet, but it supports the CLI. So if you are the person like me that loves the CLI version of tools, so you can prefer the TCP dump instead of Wireshark. So you can basically do all the operations in the CLI format. Okay, so like CLI simply means command line. Like I'll give you one example, like where command prompt. Okay, so suppose if I have to use some tools like over this command prompt, then like I'll just use one command ls. Okay, or ls di or something. So what I can do, I can simply use it. There is no GUI is available, or you are or suppose there is a scenario where there is no GUI, only server is there, but you can only access the terminal. So in that case, TCP dump will be helpful. Like Wireshark will not be that much helpful. Okay, so like there are some use cases because Wireshark is completely a GUI tool, graphical user interface. Wireshark is a GUI tool that supports the graphical user interface, whereas TCP dump is an alternative of Wireshark only for command line. It's a command line tool, and it is much lighter. TCP dump is a little bit lighter tool. So suppose if there is any requirement or sort of any scenario where you cannot support that much resources, so in that case you can use TCP dump. For Wireshark, it requires a little bit bandwidth as well. It requires some resources, so it's not that much light. So it depends on the use cases where exactly you have to use Wireshark. Like both the tools have the same capabilities, same all the features, okay, but just the differences between the use cases. Okay, like you are the person who loves the CLI tools, then you can go for TCP dump. If you are the person who loves the Windows based tools or the tools that have the GUI, then you can go for Wireshark. Okay, so but in this particular call or in this particular training, we are only going to stick to our main topic, that is Wireshark. Okay, if you need some other training call for TCP dump, then just let me know after the class. Okay, we can basically consider some other extra trainings as well for this particular month. Okay, because we have we are planning on multiple trainings. Okay, on each week of the October. Okay, so that you can let us know. So this is the one thing. Now we have already seen like what all are the primary use cases, so that you need to keep in mind like what you can do. Okay, and now let's basically see how Wireshark is basically evolving, and we will also see the prerequisite first before moving further. So let's talk about the prerequisite. Okay, like what kind of prerequisite you should have before attending or before continuing this particular call. Okay, I would suggest like if you have a basic experience of Linux, like how to use the Linux, installing the Linux, navigating the folders, creating some files, or just normal editing, copying, moving, just a basic knowledge you have, then it's good. That's the first thing. And second is basic knowledge about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity means like what is offensive security, what is defensive security, what is GRC, and what is purple team, what is blue team, red team, what exactly are their operations. Just basic. Okay, and a little bit about the network fundamental as well. Network fundamental means like what is OSI model, what is IP address, what is protocols, TCP, UDP. Because we are not going to cover that thing. We are only going to focus on the Wireshark. And Wireshark, as we are only going to focus on the network traffic analysis. So in that network traffic analysis, we are going to see a lot of things that is related to network. Okay, so it's good if you have the network fundamental knowledge. Okay, if not, then just see our past videos on network fundamentals. So that is going to help you. Okay, then you can again just continue the training. Otherwise, like you will not be able to grasp the complete concept of Wireshark. Okay, because you will see a lot of random things like TCP, UDP, streams, some acknowledgement, three-way handshake is happening. So you will not be able to understand the entire concept. Okay, so that's just a prerequisite that you should have. Okay, and before moving further, now let's talk about the installation, like how we can install the Wireshark. So for that, just simply go to Google and search for Wireshark download. And here, click on the first link. and here just scroll down a bit, and now it depends on you like what exactly the operating system that you have. So like if you are if you need just x64 installer, you can go for it. If you need the portable one, you can go for it. If you are a mac os user, you can go for this. Ubuntu user can go for this. So I'm a Windows user, so I'll just go for this Windows x64 architecture, and it will start downloading the Wireshark. Okay, so I can quickly save, and it will take a minute. Meanwhile, I can show you for the Linux as well. I'll just simply start the VMware, because in the VM I already set up the Linux. So we just need to simply open the Linux, power on this virtual machine. So Kali Linux should be installed. Okay, like if you are already an ethical hacker or if you are in cybersecurity, then I'm assuming that you already have the Kali Linux. If you don't have Kali Linux, then what you can do, you can just simply go to this and you can download the Linux as well. Just a very simple step. Get Kali, go to this. After that, click on the virtual machine option and download for any virtualization software. Suppose VMware or VirtualBox, anything is fine. Okay, I personally use VMware that has a best UI as per me. Okay, so you can download this one as well. Okay, and you can start using it. You just need to simply import the machine. That's it. So let's Kali, just enter the username password Kali, and go to your terminal. Okay, so in the Kali Linux, we have the terminal here. Go to this, expand the view, and switch to sudo user. Yeah, so we are a root. So Wireshark is already pre-installed in this. You don't have to worry about anything. So just simply type Wireshark, enter, and here you can see that Wireshark is loaded up. Okay, so in Linux, no installation is required. It is already pre-installed. Okay, now let's see for the Windows, how can we install it? It is already downloaded. So let's open it up. Install. So it already exists. So would you like to uninstall it first? So I'll just simply uninstall, then install. Install. And now we are just simply installing it. Wireshark, yeah. So these many extensions or these many files are basically supported by the Wireshark. Just simply install. So yeah. So if you have to basically capture any traffic from USB, then you can install this as well. Otherwise, it's not required at all. So as of now, we are not capturing any traffic from USB. So we are keeping us unchecked and simply install it. It will take a minute for installation. Wait for it. Yeah, started. Yeah, it is done. Next, finish. Let's open the Wireshark here as well. So it is opened up. Okay, same interface we have in the Linux as well as in Windows. So there is no difference. Okay, it's just the operating system that we are using. You can see the same difference. Okay, you can see that if I just show you here, you can see that almost everything is same. Even the colors, options, everything is same. Okay, so that's the installation part. I'll just simply close the virtual machine, and we'll simply do all the practicals in Windows only. Okay, because that's our base operating system. Okay, so we have the Wireshark. Now, I'll explain one more key thing here, that Wireshark in background uses a one library called libpcap and winpcap. Okay, these are the very important libraries. Okay, so libpcap basically is for the Unix like operating system or any system that belongs to the Linux family. Okay, this is the first one. WinPcap basically for the Windows. So if Wireshark have to capture any packets, then the Wireshark have to install these libraries. As of now, in my system, it is already installed, so it doesn't ask for me. But if I'm just freshly installing the Wireshark in my system, then it will ask for this library as well. So just simply install it. Okay, don't close it. Otherwise, you will not be able to capture the traffic. Okay, so that's the mandatory library that should be installed for capturing the traffic. Okay. Now, I'll just simply quickly break down the Wireshark capture packet process as well. Breakdown of how Wireshark capture packets. So just one quick question to everyone. So anyone knows like how the Wireshark actually is able to capture the packets? Anyone? So it's not an easy thing. So how this tool is able to do that? Anyone have any idea? Any person? You can give you a quick hint as well, like NIC, if anyone is aware about this component. So just a quick yes, no, anything. Okay, so we got a no. So I'll just simply explain. So Wireshark, what it will do, it will basically configure the NIC in background. It will configure the NIC card. So what is NIC card? NIC is basically a hardware component that is available in your system. So how it looks like. So I'll just show you diagram NIC card. So it is kind of a network adapter. I'll just show you this. You can see if you have seen something like this in your PC, desktop, or somewhere. So that's a network adapter. Okay, so that's the NIC card. So what the Wireshark will do, Wireshark basically turn this NIC card into the promiscuous mode. Okay, and just by turning that into the promiscuous mode, the Wireshark is able to capture the traffic or all the packets that is traveling into the network. Okay, so just because of this, and whenever you are opening the Wireshark, okay, you will see like it by default starts with a promiscuous mode. So how you can check that? Just go to capture and options. So here you can see that it is already checked enable promiscuous mode on all interfaces. That means if this mode is enabled, then just because of this it is able to capture some traffic. So that's the only way that why this tool is able to capture the traffic. It is turning the NIC card into the promiscuous mode, and that is allowing to capture all the packets on the network. Okay, and after that, like when it is basically by default setting, you don't have to do anything. It's just a kind of a background concept that you should know, like why it is able to do that. After that, like when you open the screen, you will see something like this. Okay, so I'll explain everything. So here you can see that these are the interfaces. Okay, interfaces means like what all are the mediums where traffic is getting generated. So here you can see that Ethernet is there, Wi-Fi is there, and over the Wi-Fi, the traffic is a little bit high. Why? Because I'm using Wi-Fi interface to communicate in the network. Okay, so even like it supports Ethernet as well. Like if you have Bluetooth, so Bluetooth is also supported. And if you have some other devices, then that device is also going to be uh, available here. Okay, so you can basically select the interface, like whatever the interface that you have to capture the traffic. So that's a very easy thing that you can do. Now let's see the first thing. So here you can see that these are the main tool. Okay, like file, edit, view, these are the toolbar. Okay, after that, here you can see that this is the place where you can enter the filter. Like suppose if you have to organize something, or if you have to just simply put anything on that. Okay, that you can do. Apart from that, like if you have to open any sort of file, then you can open that as well. Just click on that and open. You can simply open any packet capture file. It's very easy for you. Okay, so that's the one thing. After that, let's try to simply capture the traffic. I'll just clear the drawing first. Okay. Like I'm getting a drawing from Divya, so I would recommend that don't touch your skin. Maybe it's just creating some abnormalities for me. Otherwise, I have to kick out you. Just a quick warning. Yeah, I think Shishti have some doubts. Yeah, Shishti.
So you mentioned about promiscuous mode is by default on in this Wireshark.
Mm, yeah.
So in case we disable that, what will happen?
it will not be able to capture the overall traffic, like whatever it is happening in the network. It will just try to capture some traffics, but not the overall traffic. If you have to basically capture everything inside the network, then you should have a promiscuous mode enabled.
Okay.
Anything else, anyone? Okay. So before capturing, moving into the capturing file, okay, there are filters, okay, packet filter basically. I'll just quickly mention packet filters. Yeah, packet filters. So there are two types of filters are available. First is a capture files, capture filters. Second is a display filter. Okay. Capture filters are basically those filter which we apply before capturing the traffic, before capturing the actual traffic. Why we usually use this? Suppose we only have to capture the specific traffic, like only a traffic belongs to a certain IP or certain MAC address or certain what we say port protocol, anything. Okay. So in that case, what we will be able to do, we will be able to collect the only specific traffic. Okay, so like even if the lot of traffic is happening in the network itself, we will be only able to uh, collect that much very little amount of data instead of covering high traffic. Okay, instead of covering the huge volume of traffic, we will be only able to cover the very specific amount of traffic. So what this will do, this will reduce the amount of data collected. Okay, and it is going to reduce the load as well, because if you are just simply start capturing the traffic, the overall load is going to be increased in your machine as well, because it is constantly capturing the traffic. Okay, but if you just start just apply a capture traffic filter, then in that case what it will do, it will only capture the traffic that you are looking for. That's it. Other than that, everything will be denied. Okay, but for that we have one con here, that what if like we have used a capture filter, and after that there is a one scenario that we need something else as well, one more packet, but that packet is already excluded from the analysis. We cannot recover that packet because that packet capture was already done. Okay, so that's why usually you should use the display filters. Okay, so that usually you can apply after starting the capture, okay, or when you are done with the capturing the traffic. So this is the one that we usually suggest, because in this you are not going to miss any packet. Okay, but it depends on the use case as well. Sometimes, like suppose there is only a use case where you are only looking for a specific IP address traffic, so in that case it would be helpful. Okay, but capture traffic is going to filter out the limitation. It is going to limit all overall traffic. Okay, that's the only con of this. It's not a kind of a con, it's kind of a feature. Okay, but I simply take it as a con, because suppose if there is a requirement in future, no, not as of now, and they are asking like, hey, do you have that data as well in the traffic, so we cannot recover that traffic. Okay, that's the only limitation. So it basically uses a one simple technology for filtration called BPF. That's a basically, it's kind of a syntax as well. It's a Berkeley, Barkele, packet filter. Yeah, it's a BPF syntax that it uses. Okay, that is designed specifically for capturing the packet only the that is only matching the specific criteria. Okay, so like if we are only looking for a specific host like 192 something, like I'll just 192 160 168.2.0/subnet, we can also capture, even we can also capture the whole IP as well. Okay, it depends on us. Okay, so this is the display and packet filter. Okay, it basically apply after entire packet capture was done, and this was applied before starting the capture. Okay, there's a before and after, so you can quickly able to remember that. Okay, so that's the one thing. Now, there are some operators are also there whenever you are capturing the filter. So I'll simply quickly capture the traffic over my Wi-Fi. So I'll just start the click on it. I can simply start on this blue button. You can see that start capturing, or else I can double click on this one. So both works. So either I can double click and you can see that capture traffic started, and you can see overall traffic that is happening. So I can simply stop it. Otherwise, it will consume all of my memory. So you can see how many capture packets are captured in just a second. Almost 3,514 packets are captured. Okay, why? Because this call is going on, the Zoom call is going on. Okay, and apart from that, there's some other application, maybe the browser is basically utilizing something. Okay, there's a chance. So in just a second, you can see that almost 3,500, more than 3,500 packets were captured. Okay, so now what we can do, we can filter out the traffic. So how we can do that? So for that, we should have an idea about the filter operators. Okay, so there are multiple operators are available that is going to help us to organize the data in a very clean format. Okay, so I'll list out few of the operators like AND. That's a logical AND basically. So what it will do, it will basically combine the two conditions. Okay, suppose if you are looking for two things at the same time or multiple things at the same time, like you are looking for IP and port, then what you can do, you can basically use IP filter plus port filter as well. Apart from that, there is OR filter that OR simply means either any of the condition is getting true, like either IP or port, then in that case, just give me the results. Okay, so these are the filtration main things. Equals simply means if the same thing is getting matched, just give me the results. Not equals, like if it is not equals to that, then only gives the result. After that, greater than sign, lower than sign. So packets basically any value that is greater than a specific threshold or any value that is basically lesser than a specific threshold. So that we can basically specify here. Okay. So these are the operators, and these are very important when you are applying any sort of filters. Why? Because this is going to give you the fundamental concept, like how you can utilize the Wireshark properly or how you can use it very efficiently. Okay, so I'll show you one example quickly, like how this works. So I'll start just by normal IP address. So IP.addr. Okay. So here you can see that like there are some quick suggestions are coming up. Okay. So if I'm looking for only 192.0.2.1, so let's quickly search for it. But it's I think previous search maybe. I can basically go for equals to, and IP would be 192.168.29.89. Yeah. So here you can see that I filtered out all the network, and you can see that I think there will be some missing packets as well. I just quickly scroll down a bit. I think I've selected the same IP. I can select some other IP like 134. Nothing is there. I can quickly remove the filter. Now select one more time, IP.address, IP.addr equals to 192.168.29, or I select one different IP, 170 this time, 114.118.134. So here you can see that we got the results that have this particular IP only. Okay, so here you can see that after 70, 20 number is coming. So in that case, basically 1890 doesn't hold the information about this IP. Okay, so all the packets that doesn't holds any information about this IP will be removed. Okay, so that's how basically you can use the filters to organize your results. Okay, so by just using the filters, what you can do, you can organize your results. You can basically check what exactly you are looking for. Okay. So here we have basically filter out the traffic based on our desired IP. Okay, so that's how basically you can give the IP version 4. Like if I'm looking for IP version 6, then in that case the filter would be IP v6.addr. Okay, here you can see that that's just one syntax. So you just need to give the IP version 6. Suppose if you're looking for IP version 6 only, in that case you can give that. If you're looking for any subnet, then how you can do that? addr, sorry, space, and that after that 192.168.1.0/24. So here you can basically check for the entire subnet as well. Okay, if you're looking for a source IP address, like suppose I'll give you a quick diagram. Okay, so in that case, suppose the communication is happening. Okay, but there is a scenario where you only have to check the traffic where it is generating from the source. So for our example, we'll take this as a source. There's a source and there's a destination. Okay, so there's a only scenario where you need to just check the traffic from source only. You don't have to check for the destination. So in that case, what you can do, you can basically filter out by the source. So how you can do that? IP.source src equals to, and our source IP, suppose, and here you can see that like it is also already mentioned like what is the number of the packet, what is the time, what is the source, or what is the destination. So you can see that very easily. So in that case, seventh number packet, dot 89 IP is the source and dot 134 is the destination. Whereas in the ninth packet, you can see that dot 134 is the source and dot 89 is the destination. So that means here it is getting sent from 89 to 134, and in this ninth number, it is getting sent from 134 to dot 89. That means firstly, maybe server, maybe we are sending to server. After that, server is sending the response, okay, on behalf of the request. So that's how this basically communication is happening. Firstly, we are sending the request. After that, they are sending the response. So it's normal, quick. We can also search for destination as well, like DST is for destination. You can look out for. Okay, and suppose like there is a use case where you don't have to look for the IP addresses. There's a only use case for looking for the protocol. So how you can go for the protocol? You can simply go for the TCP. You can simply search for it. So all the packets have the TCP protocol. So it will be reflected here. Okay, so all these have the TCP in these. Okay, if you are looking for HTTP protocol, simply enter. As of now, no HTTP is there. But if I'll just simply browse any specific website like example.com. Let's see the traffic. Yeah, go to Wireshark. Okay, so HTTP is a secured one. Okay, let's try some other. So let's try some test PHP vulnerable lab. Okay, let's go to Wireshark. Oh, sorry, we are not capturing the traffic, so that's why it is not coming up. So for that, what we can do, we can start this packet capture. And before that, we can basically clear all the packets that we have captured as of now. So how we can do that? Simply select all, and you can simply delete it. Oh, we cannot. So we have to basically start everything from scratch. So continue without saving and start again. Wi-Fi. Just simply refresh this page. So we will be able to capture something. Now we can stop. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I've got a one question that I'm not audible. So am I audible, guys, for others?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so I think I'm audible, Mujib, for everyone. So just check your
Yes.
speakers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll back to the topic.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for acknowledgement, guys. Yeah, I think Kajal have some doubts.
Yes, is this the network capturing is on Prometheus mode on or off?
On. By default, it is
On.
coming with a promiscuous mode enabled. By default, we don't have to do anything. Okay.
But
This
I
tool
think
have.
when you switch on the virtual machine, either maybe in the virtual machine it's Windows or it's an Kali Linux. In that
Mhm.
we are opting for on, right? Usually, then only it's automatically on.
Yeah. By default, if you use any sort of virtual machine as well, their virtual machine is also utilizing the same component of your hardware device as well. Okay. If you go to
Okay.
VMware, I'll just showcase. So let's wait for a minute. Yeah,
Some
suppose
case,
if I'll. Mhm.
sorry. In virtual
Yeah.
machine, sometime if we turn off the Prometheus mode,
Mhm.
then and switch on the Wireshark in the virtual machine itself, will
Mhm.
the same will be applied?
You will be able to capture a few things, but not the entire communication, like anything, like because the network is quite big in the organization. I'm talking about the organization scenario. Okay, not the
Okay.
our local scenario. Okay, in that
Okay.
case, how you are going to capture the entire network traffic? Okay, because you don't, because you are in a LAN network. I'm talking about especially for the LAN network. You are in an office, you need to capture all the traffic inside the organization. How you're going to do that? Okay, you can just capture the normal traffic, like the traffic from your system to your application. That's it, not more than
Yes.
that. Okay.
Okay.
And here you can see that like even virtual machine utilizes our hardware components. Like you can see that memory, processors, network
Yeah.
adapter, like so the same components are getting utilized. So promiscuous mode is going to be by default enabled for Wireshark and Linux as well. Okay, so there will
Oh,
be no issue with that.
thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So where was we? Okay, I think let's close the virtual machine. Yeah, we have basically captured traffic, but this time we are looking for a specific protocol. So we have captured the traffic and we have browsed to this insecure website called testphp.vulnerable something. You can see that, and it is not secure. So by default, it is using the HTTP. So what we can do, we can simply search for HTTP, enter, and here you can see that the entire traffic for HTTP protocol. Similarly, like if you have to capture for any protocol like FTP, SMTP, Modbus, anything, okay. So you can basically use the Wireshark. So I'll give you my use case. So where exactly I've used Wireshark a lot in offensive security. So there are two use cases. Firstly would be in thick length penetration testing is the major one, where you are testing the executables, or if the application is using any sort of device for interacting. So I'll give you one example, like if there is any smart home appliance, okay, and that have some application available, okay, and that application usually gives the instructions to device, and now you have to analyze like how these instructions are traveling, or is it in a plain text manner, or is it in a secure manner, or the whatever the communication that is happening from a physical device to the application, is it secured or not, okay. So that kind of communication I can simply check, okay. Or suppose there is a use case where you just need to basically analyze few more things, like normal POC you need to take for just this. Like suppose you are just signing up. If you are going to sign in with normal credentials, then the credentials will be captured in a plain text manner. So that I'll also show you like how it usually works. So I'll just show you right away. Firstly, I'll write the test. Okay. And before clicking on login, I'll just simply start the Wireshark. Okay. And before that, just simply clear all the traffic, because Wireshark basically takes a lot of memory. Okay, so that's why I'm just quitting every time and starting it again and again. And I have not that much enough memory available. So simply start the Wireshark. Just started. Now go to this login. Now, okay, no issue. So we have captured something. Stop. Close. So we have a lot of traffic here. Scroll down a bit. We have everything. Now we can basically simply filter out by HTTP. So well, this is the traffic, and if you just simply click on this, okay, here we are basically selecting a specific packet. Okay, packet number is this 793, and in this you will see these many things like frame, Ethernet, IP version 4. So what exactly it is? Okay, these are the main basically OSI model layers that we are going to just check like what exactly are these. But before that, we are just simply checking the filters. We will just come one by one. Okay, firstly we will cover this entire, then we will come to the OSI model, what exactly the information it holds, what exactly it mean by. Okay, so firstly we are just simply checking like how can we filter out by using the protocols, by using the ports, or suppose if you're only looking for a response codes, like I'm looking for a response code of 200, HTTP response code, I'm looking for 200, suppose. Get, is there any mistake I'm doing? Actually, sorry, it's a method that I've given 200. Yeah. So as of now, we only have a one packet that have this particular response code 200. 200 simply means it's a status code of web application where server sends 200 okay whenever we as a browser sending any request, and that simply means we are talking about a correct response. Okay. So if you don't know about the status code, I'll just quickly go through. So suppose same example. I'll create one more diagram. Suppose there's a browser. Okay. And there's a server. And the communication is happening now. Okay. Browser is sending some request to server. Server is responding to that browser. Okay. Now browser, how the browser will know that what exactly the server means. So server basically send a one status code. Okay. Status code for each response. That like status code have some meaning. Okay. So these are basically status code like 200, 404, 401, 403. So maybe you have seen few of them. Okay, just give you example 400, 503. So every status code have meaning. Okay, so in our case we are only filtering out by 200. 200 simply means it's a valid response, it's a correct, or it's a okay, something like this. Okay, 400, like everyone have basically faced somewhere like page not found. So like whatever the thing that you are requesting from server, that doesn't exist on the server, so that's why you are getting this. Okay, 401 basically unauthorized. Okay, so and so on, there's a very long list of status codes are available. Okay, and understanding about the status codes is very important, because on daily basis, like if you're doing pen testing or something, you are going to get these status codes. Okay, if you don't know the meaning, then it will be very hard to understand like what exactly is happening. You just need to check again and again over the Google, like what is the meaning of 503, what is the meaning of 406 or something. Okay, so like few common status code you should know as a security guy. So we are not going to deep dive into that, because that's the main topic of web application penetration testing. So let's come to the main topic. So that's how you can filter out. You can filter out based on method as well. Like suppose we are looking for get method or post method. So what we can do, we can simply filter out by get. Nothing is on get. Sorry, there's a request we need to get. Request method. So anything or any request that we are sending in post, so you can see that this is the request that we are sending in post format. Okay, even we can basically filter out based on the timing as well. Timing simply means like any sort of date on any specific event we are looking. Like usually that is very helpful for the incident guy, like incident response guy or any SOC guys. Okay, so they are basically evaluating or performing any sort of incident handling. So this will be helpful. So how we can do that? So for that we have something called frame dot time. In that you can basically filter out like anything that is greater or equals to something like I'm looking for 2025 first the year. After that year we are looking for month is 10. Then after that date, and after that date we have basically hours like I'll take 10 as an example. 10 colon 00 colon 00. So you can see that all the traffic based on this particular time frame, I'm getting this. Okay, so here you can see that. So everything. So that's a date based filtration that we have done. Okay, now here you will see one more thing, that sometimes you will see this reddish thing, sometimes you will see the blue output, so and sometimes this yellow as well. Okay, so Wireshark have a basically feature of color coding. Okay, so coloring method you can say in short. Okay, and coloring method basically helps you to get a more visual representation of the data. Okay, so every coloring have a meaning. Okay, and you can basically create your own colors as well. So Wireshark basically supports two types of coloring. I'll mentioning here. I'll just okay. Start with Wireshark coloring. So Wireshark basically supports two types of coloring, and first is a temporary. Temporary, like if you are just opening a project and then just simply going ahead. Okay, and permanent basically that is already stored in Wireshark. Okay, so there is there. So how we can see that? So for that we have one option, like simply right click on it, and after that we have colorize option. And suppose if you have to colorize ethernet, okay, we can basically give the color, like there are many colors are available for our as per our convenience. Okay, like green, blue, pink, anything. Okay, these are the temporary color that we are giving. Okay, apart from that, like you can also create the new colorize rule as well. Okay, if you want, if there is any requirement like where you need to create a dedicated color, then you can basically create it, I think, from view coloring rules. You can see that these are the rules that exist. Okay, you can basically add one new rule here. Okay, if you want, as per your scenario, as per your comfort. So these are the by default rules that exist, and every color have a meaning, like red, yellow, there are many. Okay, you can basically see the color codings as well. Okay, so these are the colors that exist.
Okay, so now we yes, done or not?
Yeah, Kunal, do you have any question?
Okay, I will ask him. Captain told that just now he sent a message and he called me also.
Pranal, your
Captain
mic
already
is.
took permission from their office.
Wait, I'll mute it. Okay, Pranal, I think there was some issue at your side, so I just simply muted it. If you have any question, just ping me over the chat or unmute yourself. Yeah, no sure. Okay, so these are the some filters that we've used, and we can also use some DNS query filters as well. Like suppose if we are looking for any specific DNS query or any specific traffic that is basically have some information related to DNS. Okay, like any specific records, like we are looking for what we say A record or that CNAME record, we can basically filter out that as well. Okay, AAA record, there are many, and every record have basically some types. So suppose if I'm looking for DNS dot query dot type, after that we can simply go for 28. 28 basically just for the record AAA record if you're looking for in DNS. So we can search for. So these are the packet that have the information of DNS AAA record. So for each what we say that DNS record have a code. So 28 is basically represent the AAA. So for like A, for CNAME, so no code is a little bit different. Okay, so that you can basically Google, there's a list, or else like you can simply drop me a message, I can share you the list for that. Okay. Now let's see like how exactly I basically use these Wireshark filters. Okay, or how basically effectively you can use it. So if I basically summarize everything like whatever we have covered as of now. Okay, so firstly I'll give you one tip here, that combine. Use the combining filters. Okay, combining means like you can use the pipes or basically or operator or and operators simply. Okay, so that would be very easy. Okay, and in that case you can simply use that. That's one of the best method that you can try. After that, one of that is iterative. Okay, there is. Okay, iterative filter. Okay, iterative filter basically simply means like whenever you are starting filtering out the traffic, just simply start with broad filters. Okay, after that like you can refine them, like as ever you are gaining some more insights about the traffic, then what you can do, you can basically refine it again and again and again, so you can narrow down your search. Okay, but start with broad first. Okay, that's the thing that you should consider. Okay, okay, I've got one question, so I'll just simply answer it. Okay, sir, what if someone organization package organization Wireshark file was to be leaked? What information would be exposed? So whatever the communication that the file is holding, like maybe any communication that is being done, okay, in your internal network, so that information is going to be leaked if that file is leaked. Okay, or usually that files are not going to be leaked because organization uses some sort of security solutions to prevent the leakage of sensitive files. Okay, so usually we have solutions like DLP, okay, data loss prevention, where they will basically check like any confidential file of the organization is not going to be loose at any cost. Okay, I've seen that few examples where employees are transferring companies data to their own mail IDs, or they're basically taking the pen drives or USBs. Okay, but nowadays it's very restricted, and sometimes it depends on the organization as well. Okay, if you are working on a big MNC, then you will not be able to do that because USB access is blocked. They are using security solutions. They're monitoring your network. They're monitoring your application. They're more using endpoint security as well. So it will be very, very difficult to leak that. Okay, until unless someone is dedicated for that particular task. Okay, so unintentionally, it's a very, very less chance like it is going to be leaked. Okay. Yeah, iterative filtering is one of the great things that you can try. Okay, so start with broad filters, then refine them again and again. So you can basically narrow down your searches. So you can basically get the specific results. After that, I'll suggest one more thing, excluding unwanted filters. Oh, sorry, unwanted traffic. So that's one more thing that you can do. So in that, basically, you can use one filter called this. Okay, so by using this, like suppose there is no need of ARP traffic, then you can simply type this ARP. So in that case, you will not see the ARP traffic. You will only see the HTTP traffic, like this ARP. You simply go for it. So any traffic that is related to ARP will not be there. Okay, so you can basically start with DNS. So anything will be related to DNS, gone. That's how basically you can exclude the unwanted traffic as well. And you can basically combine multiple queries like this. So you will get very narrow down results. Okay, so you can use operators in a very effective manner. So that's the one more thing. After that, use the time-based filters as well. Time-based filters, like whenever you can. Okay. Okay. After that, try to filter by MAC address. Okay, if you know the MAC address of any machine, like usually I'll give you one example here. So suppose if I'm capturing this one scenario that I usually get for device, so I'll basically check by device MAC address and we'll filter out all the traffic. Okay, because if you're running the Wireshark on a Wi-Fi interface, then it will capture a lot of details that you are not intended to. Okay, so you can basically filter out by MAC address as well. Only the communication that is related to device. Okay, so that you can also try. Okay, so these are the display filter that you can try. Okay, and you can use it very efficiently to get your desired results. Okay, now simply move to these things. Okay, I hope it is visible, or else like if there is any way to increase the size of the tool. Help me. Okay, I don't think like we can. Okay, we can zoom in. Yeah. Just let me know like if it is visible to all. Is the data? Yeah, I hope it is visible. Okay, we got one more question. If it is compromised one device in our organization, how to check how much data transfer and how to analyze that compromised device? Okay. For that, there will be a proper investigation team is going to come up. Okay, they will do a proper forensics of that particular machine. Okay, and they will basically also check the network logs. Okay, they will and all the security teams are going to be notified, like the network team, SOC team, and anyone is basically handling any SIEM solutions. So everything, or that they will also check with the endpoint security team as well. Okay, so everything is going to come up on a single page, and they will conclude like how these things were done, and they will basically link everything, like how attacker came to this particular point, what all are the entry point that attacker have used, what all are the things that attacker have used to infect. Okay, can we check persistence, like you mean to say like whether the attacker is available in network or not? You mean to say Bhargav, sorry. Okay, so that we will see. Just wait for 5 or 10 minutes. I'll show you like how we can see the network spikes or how we can see the exfiltration of data that is happening. Okay, just wait for 5 or 10 minutes. That I show, because there's a feature is available. Okay, as of now we are just simply checking the filters. Now we will start understanding the actual core part of Wireshark. Okay, so now it's going to be interested. Okay, so yeah, so I'll start with these. So here you can see that these are the layers of OSI model. Okay, I'll select the HTTP filter to give you the complete idea here. Yeah, so here you can see that frame. Okay, so this particular if I just expand this one, so here you can see that this particular what we say kind of a line basically contains the information that is specific to the physical layer of the OSI model. Okay, and it is going to provide you some sort of general information. You can say kind of a information that is related to packet or the size, like what exactly the size it has. Okay, so if you see that 845, okay, so it basically means like 512, like 64 bytes on wire, 64 bytes capture, 512 bit. Okay, so there's the what it is indicating. It is basically indicating the total size of the packet that is being captured, including the headers and the payload. Here we are talking about. Okay, after that basically it also showcases like what exactly the interface that you have. So usually like Ethernet 0 or something. Okay, so like what is the interface that we have used for capturing the network packet. Okay, so that's this particular layer. After that, let's move to the second layer. That's the Ethernet 2. So this basically shows you the information related to MAC address or the source and destination MAC addresses or IP versions. Okay, so here it basically completely give you the information of data link layer. Okay, so only information that is related to source and destination MAC address will be there. So you can see that destination MAC address, source MAC address. Okay, you can see that all the information will be there. That's the layer 2. After that, the layer 3 is it. Okay, so in the layer 3, you will see that IPv4. Okay, and in this you will see all the information from the network layer of the OSI model. Okay, so source and destination of the IPv4, you can see that here. Okay, so you can see the source, it is 44.228.249.3. Destination is this. Okay, so it is basically, if you see that Wireshark is basically working on OSI model only. Okay, like it is basically capturing everything from OSI model. So you will be able to analyze everything. So it's a kind of a deep inspection that we are doing. Okay, so that's why we should have an idea like what exactly the information each line is carrying. So each line is carrying the information about the OSI, each layer of OSI model. Okay, so there's the layer 3, like a network layer information. After that, we have transmission control protocol. That's a TCP. So in this, basically, you will see the information that is more related to the transport layer of the OSI model, and it contains the information about the protocols like TCP, UDP, and some source and destination details as well. Okay, and then including ports, so everything will be there. If you see, there are many things. It's a very big one. So that's the TCP one. Okay, and as we know, like TCP is the part of the transport layer. Okay, so destination port will be there, sequence number, acknowledgement number. Okay, overall length, everything will be there. Okay, so in the transport layer of OSI model. If you see this, so these are basically the protocol errors. Okay, so you can see that like it is basically showing some sort of information that is specific segments, okay, from TCP that need to be reassembled. Okay, so it's kind of a protocol errors in short, like you can take it. Okay, we got one more question from Abhinit. There are several instances when attacker hide communication inside comments and packets. Is there a command in Wireshark to filter a packet with comments? Yeah, we can do that. So suppose you are only looking for specific keywords, okay, then you can search for that keyword as well. Okay, even you can mark or unmark the comment as well. So we have that option. Suppose we are selecting this, right click on this, mark unmark selected. You can basically mark or unmark that, like if you have analyzed something, or packet comments, add new comment if there is any packet comments are available. Okay, and we can also double click on this, so we can get the complete analysis of that. So what exactly the information it holds. So the byte level information is also there in this panel. I'll just zoom out a little bit. View, zoom out. You can see that the information in bus ASCII format and the hex format is also there. So you can basically check that as well in packets. If you see, this only contains this much information. You will be able to see everything. Okay. Yeah. So what we are saying. So these are the protocol errors that we have seen. After this, the application layer. Okay, that's the 7th layer of OSI model, and this basically contains the information about the protocol. So any sort of protocol I'm talking about. So here, as of now, we are only using HTTP. So it is only giving the information about the HTTP. So here you can see that there's the information of the server. The server is sending this response. You can say 200 OK sent by the server. Server is Nginx. Date is this. Content type is this. X powered by PHP or something. So this is the information the server is sending to our browser. Okay. And yeah, these are the main thing. You will see HTTP. You can basically expand that as well. So you can see that response is this 200, and 200 simply means okay. There's the meaning of that. It is expanding. Okay. And server information is a normal response we got. Yeah. And after that, we have something called line-based text data. Okay. So here you will see the information about the HTML document. Okay, this simply indicates that like whatever the content that we have retrieved as of now will be in a HTML format. Okay, so like how many lines we have, we can see that like total 9 lines are there. Okay, so that's the HTML format document, line based text data. So these are the lines that this Wireshark have captured as of now. Okay, so this we have seen. Yeah, it's a lot of data we have as of now. Yeah. So we have done this. Now, if I'll just simply remove this filter, you can see that I can simply just click one by one and I can analyze the packets. Now, suppose there is a scenario like there are 4,000 packets are there, 5,000 packets are there. Okay. In that case, what you're going to do? Like you cannot analyze each and every packet. So for that, we can follow the entire stream of a data exchange, like whatever the communication that is happening from between two endpoints, basically, we can analyze that in a single shot. So how we can do that? We can just follow the stream, right click on it, follow. So here basically there's a UDP option. We can go for TCP. We can follow the TCP stream. Okay. So there's the overall communication that is happening. Okay. So the red that you are seeing, okay, the red one is basically from the browser side or the client side. So browser is sending in the red format. Whatever the thing that you're receiving in blue format, that is from the server response. Okay. So you can see that credentials we have sent in a red. Okay. And this is the server response in the blue format. Okay. So you can see that we are able to capture the plain text credentials as well. Okay. So if there is any application that is using HTTP protocol or any plain text protocol, and if we are running Wireshark in the background, we will be able to capture the plain text credentials very easily. Okay, that's the advanced feature of Wireshark. And by using this, you can analyze the data exchange that has been done between two endpoints over a connection. Okay, so you can basically do that as well. Okay, that's one of the greatest feature of Wireshark that is available. Okay, you can see that. Now I'll basically capture the traffic of secure application. Okay, so I'll just simply close it and we'll start again. And before that, I'll just simply type, I'll just basically capture this wireshark.org. Okay, start. I'll remove this, double click on it, get it started, refresh. Okay, we capture this one, stop. We'll be using it. Okay, so you can see that we have, instead of HTTP, we have this TLS. I'll just expand TLS version 1.2 that the application is using. Okay, if I just try to export this one, then in TLS, everything will be in an encrypted manner. I will not be able to grab that much data, like the credentials or any sort of login is happening. I will be able to capture, but I will not be able to get like what exactly is traveling, because that encryption is there. Okay. Yeah. So if you see, like if they are using HTTPS or any secure protocol or HTTPS, then I can capture the data, but I cannot analyze whether that data is what exactly the data is in the communication. So that's the main thing. So whenever you are just using any sort of application, just ensure that you are connecting with a secure connection. So how you can check that? You simply click on this. You can see the connection secure, and you can basically go deeper into that as well. I just click on more information. You can see the certificate as well, like what is the certificate they are using, what is the issue name, what is the validity of the certificate. So that's just some extra thing that you can do if you want to do. Okay, but usually it is not required, but just for your curiosity purpose you can go. Otherwise, just seeing that log is also enough. Some browser basically support that log functionality. Some browser will just basically say HTTPS. So Chrome basically have HTTPS. Firefox have this lock icon. So that's the one thing that you can see. Okay, so these are the normal things that you can do. Okay, now let's see like what else Wireshark can do. So Wireshark have a basically capability to provide you the graphical representation as well. Okay, so graphical representation basically are very helpful for all the network admins or any sort of security professional is working in the organization. So it will be very helpful. Why? Because you can capture or you can analyze the large volume of packet data, or any sort of large volume of data is traveling in your organization. You can just analyze it very easily. Okay, so Wireshark have that feature as well. Okay, so that we will see. And we got a one question from Mahesh, like will we get this recording I have joined lately? Yeah, definitely you will get the recording. Okay, if you are not getting anything, just ping me over the WhatsApp. Okay, I'll share you the resources accordingly. Okay, so let's move to the feature, like how we can create the graphs or how we can basically analyze the entire captured traffic. Okay, because Wireshark is going to help you to analyze the network performance as well. It is going to help you to analyze the network traffic patterns. It will help you to analyze the protocols or whatever the thing that is happening in the network. You can do everything, like whatever you can think of, like each and every functionality is available. You just need to see. That's it. Okay. So firstly, we can go for this statistics feature. Okay, so where basically you can say capture file properties. Okay, we can go for this. Okay, it is opened here. I'll close this again, open it again. Yeah, it is opening. So here you can see that capture file properties. That's the first option of this statistics. So what exactly the information it is providing? It is providing the information about some basic, like the total number of packets, like 2724 for this particular instance. Okay, what is the capture duration? You can see that. Okay, apart from that, you can also see like the file size. Okay, so like bytes, whatever it is. Okay, so you can see the basic information about the captured files. Okay, so by just checking this, we will be able to see how much data that we are working with. Okay, so by just seeing this particular file, we can analyze how much data we have or how much data we have to deal with. Okay, that's the first option of Wireshark, capturing file properties. Okay, anyone have any questions as of now? Just let me know. I'll just wait for 10 seconds. So we got our acknowledgement. No. Okay, great. So that's the first feature. So it is very helpful, like to just get started, like how much data we have. Like suppose if some other team have shared one file, and we can see that like how much packets we have, how much size this particular file holds. Okay, so this you can do. I can close it. Move to the next one. This is a protocol hierarchy. Okay, this is also opening here. I'll close it again. Statistics, protocol hierarchy. Yeah. So this basically option will show you the breakdown of the protocols that we have in the specific captured file. Okay. So you can basically see the high level overview of the each protocol, like how many protocols are getting used, like TCP, UDP, HTTP, like is it present in that or not? Okay, that you can see. So this there is one use case where you can basically check like which protocol is most active. Okay, so you can see that for UDP, there's a user datagram protocol full form. Okay, so don't worry about that. TCP, transmission control protocol, that's a full form they are mentioning here. Okay, so you can see that the amount of the data, like amount of protocol that is there. Okay, sometimes like you will be able to determine like whether any sort of protocol is getting overused or not. Okay, or any unexpected protocol is present inside the network or not. So that's how basically you can go for the protocol hierarchy. You can analyze that thing. Okay, just for basically checking any protocol is getting overused or any unexpected protocols is present inside the network or not. That's the feature of that. Now after that we can go for conversations. Okay, so this is the feature. Again, I'll just quickly short it down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got one question from Bhargav. Yeah, you can simply ask, or you can unmute yourself. We can discuss. No problem. Because if you're going to type and everything, then it will take a time. Or else I'll just simply continue, and in the end, we can just simply discuss about it. You can take a note of that doubt. Okay. So don't hesitate to ask. In the last, we can tackle all your doubts, even if it is not related to the session. So we can still cover it. Okay. So don't worry about that. Okay. So let's talk about this conversation, what exactly do. So basically this will provide you the information about the two specific endpoints, like suppose user A or user B or application 1 to application B, whatever the communication that is happening from between two endpoints, you will get the information here. Okay. So like the IP address or the MAC address details, okay, or the total bytes that is being sent or received. So that information you will be see here. So this will be useful when you are analyzing the communication patterns between the devices or between the devices and the application. So you can check like what is the data that is being exchanged. Okay, you don't have to basically do it everything manually. You can basically just go to this statistics and you can just use one by one. Go to statistics again. Let's explore one more feature called endpoints. Okay, in the endpoints you will see like data for individual endpoints. Okay, like IP addresses, MAC addresses, and how much traffic again that is sent or received. Okay, so usually you can see this for how much traffic or how much device is basically contributing to the traffic. So suppose if multiple devices are available in your organization. Okay, then by using this particular feature, what you can understand that how much that particular device is contributing to the overall network or overall traffic. Okay, or you can basically understand that like how many devices are available that is generating the most traffic or any sort of top talkers on your network. So you can basically analyze that any sort of device that is generating high amount of traffic can be like compromised. Just one example, because maybe attacker is trying to extract some data out of it in a very high volume. So you can basically see that here, because a total amount of data sent or received here. Okay, so that's the one thing. So here what you can do, you can basically check the data for individual endpoints like IP address, MAC address, or just how much data is basically transfer or received. I'll close it. Statistics again. So after that, we have something called input output graph. I'll close it again. Okay, statistics, IO graphs. So here you can see that IO graph is there. So that basically give you the visual representation of the overall packet rates or the data volume that you have. Okay, so by using this, what you can do, you can basically monitor the traffic spikes. Okay, so any sort of sudden traffic spike is there, or any sort of trend in activity, any unusual pattern in the network, or any sort of basically attack is happening in your network, you will be able to analyze. So I'll give you one example. Suppose any attacker is performing DOS attacks, then you will see a sudden spike of the network. So basically, a lot of things are coming. So you will see a network spike here. So that kind of information you can gather from here. Or suppose you are analyzing the DOS attack. In that case, you will see a sudden spike here in this. So that's the IO graph, input output graph, that will help you to visualize the traffic. Okay. So everything you can visualize, like patterns, activity, trends, spikes. So it's a kind of a visual graph. Okay. After that, packet length distribution. Yeah, this is the only, or yeah, packet length distribution. Okay. Packet length distribution basically help you to analyze and display the distribution of packet sizes. Okay, how many packets are basically distributed for diagnosis. Okay, how many basically things are distributed of packet size in the captured traffic, so that you can see here. Okay, and this will be basically useful for diagnosis most of the time, or identifying any sort of anomalies. Okay, so such as I'll give you one example. Suppose there's a large number of unusual small or large packets are there. Okay, or any sort of malicious traffic is there, then you can simply check this packet length distribution. Okay, this is the one. I think one question from Kunal. Yeah, Kunal. Kunal, you can ask. You're on mute. Kunal, do you have? I think you can unmute yourself, Kunal, or you can just simply put a message in chat. Okay. If not, then we can move to it. So this is the packet length distribution that will help you to analyze and display the distribution of packet sizes in the captured traffic. Simple. Okay. I'm just giving a high level overview because we are running out of time now. So let's move to some other, like service response time. So here you can basically measure the time between the requests and responses. Okay, like for specific protocols like DNS, HTTP, ARP, there are many. Okay, so this is going to help you to assess the network performance. So you can basically check like how long a specific service is taking to respond, or how long the specific service is taking to request or response, anything. Okay, so this will basically help you to identify the network congestion as well. You can also identify the server overload. You can basically identify some specific issues related to protocols as well. Okay. After that, there is one more statistics. One of the important one. It is coming. No, I think these are the only ones. So these are some self-explanatory. Okay, flow graph. These you can check. These are the main ones that we have to basically use it in the statistics. Okay. Now, how we will see like what are the different things. We'll just simply combine everything again and again. Okay. So we have seen some best practices as well. Like we have to basically start from this. Where is it? Yeah, combining the filters, start with broad, then narrow it down. Okay, using the right syntax, combining the filters, saving some common filters as well. Okay, and just because of the Wireshark, we're able to do a lot of things. And suppose if you have to basically save everything, suppose you are done with the traffic analysis. What you can do, you can simply save this, save it. Okay, and here you can see that how many extensions are supported by this particular tool. So even if you are basically sending it to Red Hat or any sort of a different operating system, so you can use it. Okay, so a lot of different extensions are supported by this. So and you can see assume that a lot of different formats are accepted by this tool as well. So this tool also accept these many filters or these many extensions. Sorry, in short. Okay. And you can basically export in CSV, XML, PCAP, many files are there. Okay, you can try that as well. And there's one more coolest feature of this is just tool. Go to tool, go to credentials. So suppose if you're looking for any sort of plain text credentials, you will get it here. As of now, there is nothing, so it is not coming up, but you can still check it. Okay, I'll show you one more coolest feature of this. Suppose you are in a CTF, you are playing a one capture the flag. Okay, if you're not aware about it, then you can completely ignore this. I'll just give you a quick idea about that CTF. So these are the basically events where you just need to participate. So it's kind of a competition where a lot of people's, or mostly the college guys or the freshers participates, and they will basically form a team as well. Sometimes they will go with individual basis as well, and they will compete with each other. There are a lot of challenges, and if the person is successfully able to compromise that challenge or solve that particular challenge in a specific time, then they will get some rewards in case of sometimes money, sometimes swags, sometimes the internships, sometimes the job as well. It depends on the scenario to scenario. So there is one scenario in the Wireshark as well where they will give you the image analysis from Wireshark. So how you can do that? So I'll show you. So I'll take example of the test PHP. Okay. Okay, so here we have some images are available. You can note this. Yeah. Wireshark, let's keep it on. Enclose all these traffic. Continue without saving. We'll start again. And let's simply load this image. Okay, we have loaded up. Now simply close this Wireshark. Okay. So we have captured the traffic. Now let's see how Wireshark is going to store that particular image. Okay, so Wireshark basically store it in a object format. So if I'll just simply check the information, or I'll simply go for HTTP get image. So you can see that there is something called JPG. Scroll down a bit. You will see that JPG file interchange format. Okay, so by using the Wireshark, like how you can analyze the image. Suppose they're just giving you this particular information. Okay, how you are going to analyze this particular image for for the real-time analysis. Okay, because firstly, for analyzing the image, you need to get the image. As of now, it is in our packets. So how you will do that? So for that, we have an option available. Just right click on this. Okay, after that, you can simply go for export packet bytes and just simply save it. I'll save it in desktop with one name called 12 simple or test AAA. Save it. So let's go to our desktop folder. Refresh it one more time. Yeah, there's one AAA.bin is there. So usually this kind of file I can open in my Linux. Okay, or any media player, not media player, any photos or something is available, then I can open that. So that's how you can generate an image as well from a Wireshark tool, and you can basically do further analysis. So usually in CTF they will hide a one flag, and that flag you need to find to solve the challenge. So that's how you can do that. Apart from that, Wireshark also provide one more functionality to merge multiple files into a single one. So how you can do that? You simply go to file, and you will see option to merge. Okay, suppose if you are opening a one file and you have already have one more file already opened up. Okay, in that case, you can merge two files into a single one. So that's a merge PK file functionality. Okay, that you can go for it. Apart from that, like if you have to use some other advanced features of this particular tool, like suppose if you have to only looking for a specific packet, then you can go for this. You can only look for that specific packet here. You can also look for the find next, like if you're looking for a next packet or the a previous packet, you can mark that particular thing for investigation. Suppose you have some notes or something, then you can mark it like red, black, something. Okay, you can mention some comments as well. You can add some comment. You can delete the packet comments. Okay, you can inject some secrets as well. Apart from that, what else? So these are the main things. Okay, so these are just a usage that we should know. Okay. Okay, I've got one message from Mahesh. Prashant, we don't have that option to share the recording group. Okay, don't worry, we'll share the recording. Okay, so if you have registered from that for that particular knowledge sharing session, then obviously we have your mail, so we will share you the recording over the mail. Okay, or else basically just connect with me. You have my number in our group. You can directly message me as well. Okay, if you are not getting that in next 24 hours. Okay, so this is regarding the Wireshark. Okay, as per this, I think these are the main things that you should know. Okay, Wireshark is a basically very big course, and if you are looking for some other additional functionalities, then I can show you dedicated course as well. Wireshark course, YouTube. Not from this. They have a dedicated. I'll go for wireshark.org. Wireshark.org. Where is okay? Spelling mistake. Okay, we have one question from Kajal. Yeah, Kajal.
I saw there is a comment section.
Mm-hmm.
The Wireshark add comment in the file. If you go to the file,
The comment one, where is it?
file, go to file, I think.
Packet comment.
Okay. Yes.
Hmm.
So what type of comment we are supposed to add in that?
Suppose you have recognized something like this is vulnerable. This is I need to check again. So that kind of comment you can add. Or suppose this kind of a note that you are taking for that particular moment, because you are going with analysis of all the traffic analysis. Okay. So on that specific packet, you have some point, like point to be noted. So that kind of points you can note. Either you can take a note in your copy as well, like if you are have some that notebook or something, or else you can just directly put the notes here as well. Your notes or any sort of comments, any views, any opinion, anything for your own purpose, okay, for your own analysis, like so that you can check later after the analysis is done. Okay, so that will be a comment. Or suppose I'll give you one more example. Suppose you need to send this particular file to your manager. Okay, so you can basically add your comments, like that is your analysis. So that you can also do here, and you can share it, and your manager can see your comments on each packet or on each communication that is happening. So that you can also try.
Okay,
Alright.
got it. What do you mean by TLS secrets?
So TLS, these are the basically security thing, like if you capture any sort of traffic, okay, and if you have to inject any sort of secrets in the same, I'll show you here in a diagrammatic view. Inject TLS secrets. Wireshark. Mm-hmm. Any sort of keys you can also try. Okay, here. So if you're familiar with the cryptography, okay, like how the entire SL handshake work, in that way you will be able to know like how the keys are getting exchanged, how the session keys getting generated. Apart from that, the entire process, basically all 7 steps. Okay, then in that case you will see like we can also inject the keys as well in the entire TLS handshake. Okay, so you can basically go through this entire document where you will see you will basically creating the one key, capturing the file, after that using the pre-master secret. This you can go. There's a very long process. Using the pre-shed key, you can inject something. You can go for this for TLS1. So today we have only basically focused for a one protocol, that is HTTP. So in future, if there is any demand for other protocols like FTP, SMB, HTTPS or something, we can cover that as well. Okay, because we are running out of time as well. So we are only basically sticking to a specific scope of call. Okay,
If you
HTTP.
have something document or that, if you
Mhm.
can share with us, that would be very helpful to go through that.
Yeah, sure. I can try that as well. Okay. I can basically create a document on different protocols, but it will take time again. Like there are many like SMB, SSH. Techniques are a little bit different. For HTTP, it is different. For DNS, it is a little bit different. Different means like there are some extra things that you need to do. Okay. So it's like that.
Right. I have gone
Got it.
through the, wireshark.org, but
Mhm.
it's a self-explanatory, but it's still not clear with the concept
Mhm.
as how you explain. That's the reason I asked.
Oh,
But thank you.
then definitely I can basically showcase you my notes as well. So you will have some idea. I'll just reshare my screen. Wait a minute.
Sure.
So you will get an idea about like how I usually create the notes. Where is it? Yeah, I'll share it again. Let me know if the screen is visible to you. Is it visible?
Yeah, it started sharing. Yeah, now it's
Okay,
visible.
so I'll just start for just this HTTP basics. This is the latest one. So I've created this notes, so you can see that. So that kind of basically notes I usually create. Okay. So you can also take a reference like how you can create. Suppose if you're learning something, because I've also learned from the same source like wireshark.org only. Okay. So it depends on your documentation as well, how you're documenting things, because you are learning something. Okay. And in the meantime, parallel, you have to document everything in a very simple format. Suppose if Wireshark is already explaining everything in a very simple format, then try to just add your flavor, like try to write it in your own language if possible, or just add some diagram from other websites, or like try to explain more, like HTTP request method. So I mentioned here, so diagrammatic view and some status code information so that you should know. So that's how you can create. So basically for HTTP, we usually know that it is a insecure protocol. But apart from that, there are many things that you should know about HTTP, like security headers, different HTTP versions like 0.9, 1.0. And apart from that, like status code, methods, there are many things. Okay. So whenever you are learning something new from any specific source, usually like the main origin of that particular product, like Wireshark is just an example, Wireshark.org. Even I've learned most of the things from Wireshark.org as well. Okay. And in this, basically, it's a wiki. So it's kind of a Wikipedia. So of all the information about Wireshark. So you can learn a lot of things, a lot of practicals, screenshots are mentioned here. And even they have their own tutorial page. If you just scroll down, I think they have. I think this is the one. So you can see that the videos are there. So these videos you can basically check interview with this. I think this is the channel name. Go to this. Shark by podcast by Wireshark Foundation. So this is the channel, and here you can see that all the video tutorials are uploaded by this Wireshark guys. So you can basically check the popular ones, oldest ones. So you can basically see oldest episodes. Okay, all episodes are just 1 hour, 30 minutes, and it's a lot of knowledge. Okay, and apart from that, there are a few more tutorials are available. You can basically, if I'll just go for this, you will see a few more things here. Chris Gear have also submitted a few things here, but I think it's not only limited to Wireshark. And they are basically submitting everything, but this channel is specifically solely for Wireshark. Apart from that, there are other channels or resources are also available in the Wireshark website, so that you can see. I think Learn is the one. Learn Sharkfest YouTube. I think this is the only that we have seen. Yeah, 431 videos. Correct. This is the one. So you can see that 431 videos are available only for Wireshark. Okay, all the conferences, all the talks, there are a lot of security researchers are giving a valuable information. So that information is available publicly. You can just consume it. Okay, you can check it. A lot of valuable knowledge is out there. You just need to see. But you can see that 431 videos, all 1 hour. So it's a kind of a very overwhelming content. Okay, but still, if you can digest, you can learn that. Okay, because Wireshark is basically a tool that is used by multiple people. Okay, that have multiple use cases. Okay, it's not something that only a single person is using. So they are basically designed in that purpose. You can do a troubleshooting. You can use it for security analysis. You can use for SOC. You can use for offensive security. Many scenarios are there. Okay, that you can check.
Thank you, Prashant. I'll do it.
Yeah, so that you can try. So this is it from my side for this particular training, Wireshark. So if anyone have any other questions, then we can basically discuss that. Any questions or anything? Anyone have any doubts, any queries? Okay, it's good. I think you've got almost all the topics. Okay, still, if you're hesitating to ask the questions or you are a kind of an introvert person like me, then don't hesitate to ask in chat. Or chat means like you can just directly message me, or you can just drop me a text. You can schedule a call as well. Okay, so we can discuss on it. Okay, and also there are some upcoming trainings are lined up completely free of cost, so that you can also try. So trainings like we have scheduled for Nmap, Metasploit, and some other tools. Okay, that you can try, and some other requested trainings we can also take. Like if there is any sort of demand we have for any specific topic, like if you think that we can conduct a 1 hour of session or 2 hour of session on a specific topic, like for beginners, for cybersecurity, or freshers, anything, just let me know, so we can basically organize something like that. Depends on the demand. Okay, so this is it from my side. If no one have any questions, then we can conclude the call. Okay, and you can basically scan this particular QR code to stay connected with me. So this one is for the LinkedIn and this is for the Instagram, and you can also Google over the Google or any other search engine about this particular username. So you will get more information about me. You will get more authenticity, like who am I, what exactly I'm doing from last 7 years. Okay, so a lot of information you will get, like how many vulnerabilities I have reported, what exactly the certifications that I'm holding, a lot of information. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask. Just ask anything if you have, or else we can just conclude the call. So any questions, anyone?
No, Prashant. Thank you very much.
Okay. No issue. Thank you. Bye, everyone. We'll catch up on the next training.